this is honestly one of the greatest joys I ever get in this business, is to come here to Hall H to thank you guys for allowing us to do this. Thank you.
Hugh, it's so great seeing the character up there. It's so great seeing Wolverine up there. And for you, I mean, what can you tell us about the journey the character has in this movie? It's an extraordinary change for him.
Everything Jim and I wanted to do about this movie was to make sure that for fans who have seen the X-Men movies, first Wolverine movie, or for those who haven't, this is something completely fresh, completely different. Obviously, you guys know it emanates from probably one of the most famous comic book arcs, the Japanese story, or Samurai Saga. And 13 years ago, I first read that in my trailer, that comic book, whilst being in my trailer, filming X-Men 1, and I said to Lauren Chiladonna, this is the movie we need to make. Well, 13 years later, it's here. I think you get to understand way more about the character than you've ever seen before. And as many of you have said to me on planes, in the street, in various places around the world, you finally get to see the Berserker Rage in full. So I hope you enjoy it.
James, I wanted to ask you a little bit. We have some more time. For you, one of the things that you got to do in this film is we see a Wolverine who does suffer, who is in peril, because he's always healed before, but things are a little different in this movie, right?
Well, I don't want to give anything away, but I think that one of the things that we wanted to explore in this film that was resonating throughout Claremont Miller, and I think is a big issue for any character that doesn't die, that can recover from any injury, or in Logan's case, I guess almost any injury, is how do you go on living when everyone you know and love fades away? What is that like? We've seen even in the first Origins and in the other X-Men and in our film, we see Logan's been present through history. And we know through the comic books he's been present through history. He's been here a long time. But what's that like? Falling in love, losing the people you care about, watching people die and having to start again. And let's be honest, Logan is exactly the most socially adapted character we've ever seen in comic books. So when you lose the people you're intimate with, at some point you start to withdraw and get low. And it was our decision when we decided where we're going to start this film in relation to the timeline of everything else, that we're going to begin when Logan's lost everybody. He's lost everybody. The X-Men, Professor X, Jean Grey, by his own hand, in fact. And so when we find him in the Yukon as Claremont Miller begins, we're finding also a character who was retreated from relationships with other living people.
And, romance doesn't always go well in superhero movies. In Marvel movies in general, I mean, the great romances would be, Peter Parker and Mary Jane or Gwen, and of course, Tony Stark and Tony Stark.
Logan has always loved women. If there's one place, you comment on it.
Yeah, no, we talked about this right from the beginning. There was another thing, apart from the relationship with Jean Grey, I felt we could go way further with it, is in the DNA of the comic book series, is that his saving grace and his kryptonite is women. So finally in this movie there are 4 incredible female characters. There is, as you saw briefly there, Jean Grey is back. You get to understand probably more of that relationship, what it means to him. But there are 3 other great female characters, and personally, and on behalf of Wolverine, that was a great thing.
Sometimes I felt like we were making a Fellini film. With hardcore action, chill out.
And this is a little specific, but the claws look different this time around.
We retooled them a little, just a little. We did a couple things. I think you might notice the hair is a little less
nutty,
80s rock. And the claws I actually went back and we had props. I was just looking at detailed drawings in Claremont Miller and saying there's a lot more bevels and a lot more stuff happening on these blades. The blades in the comic book were more lethal from every direction. And the ones that I had seen, when they brought out the ones that they had used in previous films, it looked like you could only get cut one way. Well, we wanted to make it you could get cut 2 ways. So, 3.
There's a lot of puncture wounds in this film. Yeah.
Puncture wounds, you say, yes.
A lot of puncture wounds, yes. And some real puncture wounds, let me tell you. I'm I'm trying to remember the name of that TV show I used to watch growing up. One of you guys will know. Danger, Danger, Will Robertson. What was that?
Lost in Space.
Lost in Space. Sometimes with the cause, I resemble the robot. I had punctured my thighs, my forehead, Mystique double, had got it in the arm, so I'm a little dangerous with those claws. But so in the making of and also in the movie, there's quite a lot of puncture holes.
But he's brave. I mean, that you see some of that fight when he goes, when Hiroyuki Sanada says, "What kind of monster are you?" and Hugh replies,
I need more sound.
"Okay, never mind."
The Wolverine.
Nice. Sorry, you got to prepare it there. More echo, please.
It's better in the movie, trust me.
Yeah. But the point I was making is that fight between those two. Hiroyuki is one of the great swordsmen and martial artists of Japan, and a great action star there. And Hugh, he deserves it. He's amazing, and has a canon of films behind him. And that fight with long sword and short sword and claw was something in the old, and is on the film, was also something me kneeling beside the camera to behold in real life, because these two badasses were going at it with blades, and it was just about staying out of each other's way. Those were sharp.
You know, when the movie that comes out next year with Wolverine, with that film, Wolverine will tie Superman for a number of movies he's been in. And he will be second only to Batman, who is a DC Comics character, I'm told. Hugh, for you, and those other two, I mean, Superman's been played by 5 different actors, and this is your character is going to tie Superman. I mean, what is that like for you to kind of try to get your head around?
It's very, very difficult, and it's actually thank you. Well, really, I should be clapping for you all, because when X-Men 1 came out, really no one knew how popular it was going to be, and that's because no one understood the power of the fans that are represented here today. And I am forever grateful to you all, because that was the first movie I ever did in America. I got the part almost 14 years ago, and I am loving playing it more than ever. But I hope you don't mind me doing this. I did it last time I was here, and I'm not someone to take things for granted, and who knows? This may be the last time I am here with Wolverine. I'm not fishing for anything, I'm just saying, who knows what's going to happen. But I have to point out, so many people for many, many decades before me picking up the mantle of Wolverine created, nurtured, and made that role into what it is. And some of them are not here today, but there is one man who is Len Wein. Stand up, Len. Where are you, Len? Where's Len Wein? There's Len.
The writer of Hulk 180 and 181.
From this man's head, heart, and hand came my career. So thank you, Len. Thank you so much.
Let's hear it from Len.
As some of you may know, I was by no means the first to be cast as Wolverine. Someone else already had the role, unfortunately couldn't do it. I know from several actors, Russell Crowe being one, that the part was offered to a number. Not only did I come off the reserve bench, I was somewhere deep in the stands when they were making this movie. And when an actor gets to come onto the field and get probably what I think is the greatest role out there, I'm not going to let it go easily.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys think of Wolverine? You guys interested? James, thank you so much for joining us. July 26th. Hugh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you later.
Sorry, I've just got one little thing to add. It's not very often I'm here, but listen. One of the great things that being in movies like this, these big blockbusters, playing a character like this has afforded me is the opportunity to do other things. I've had great opportunities which this role has offered me. And particularly being able to do smaller, more indie movies. And I hope you don't mind, Jeff, I certainly hope Fox doesn't mind, but I'd love to take this opportunity to introduce you to the director of a movie I've got coming up. It's a smaller movie and I'd like to bring him out on stage. It won't take long. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryan Singer!
Hey, Brian.
Hey, hey.
I fucking knew it. I like it.
Didn't fool her.
That's what they say, Fox is going to surprise panel. It's like, oh, okay, that's not very... Anyway, but thanks. So great to be back here. It's been a few years, like a decade. It's great to be on stage with you. It's incredible, and it's been a really great journey. We're up in Montreal making X-Men: Days of Future Past. It's going very well. Because we're a year out, a lot of the visual effects, none of the visual effects are really complete, and many of them aren't even in works. And we still have a month of shooting to go. But I cut together a little thing, a little piece of film.
You did know that?
It's in 3D, so put your glasses on. We really shot in 3D.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, no recording or photography of any kind at this time.
I said this is a big ass table. We're gonna show it. We'll show it at the end. We got something else.
Take one passing down, yeah.
Yes, that's right. Brian, come out the front. And then we're going to be joined by, there's a couple producers who want to join us, and our writer, producer. Do you want to introduce yourself?
First, I'd like to bring on stage. It's very well organized. This is what happens when you don't have what's a surprise. I need to look at the names. First, I'd like to introduce the writer and co-producer of the film, Simon Kinberg. I'd like to introduce the producer of the film, who's been with every X-Men film and with me for years, Lauren Schuler Donner. Our other producer, Hush Parker. We're working for a number of years as well.
Here we have a whole bunch of people. You want me to do this?
I'm going to let Jeff do the rest because I'm going to forget somebody.
How many people do you think we got?
Everyone.
Let's welcome to the stage, Omar Sy. Omar? Come on, Omar. Ladies and gentlemen, how about Ellen Page? Twitter just broke. Twitter just broke. Guys, why don't you join us around the other side of the table? Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Oh, I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm gonna have a heart attack. This is literally the entire cast, right? Well, most of them.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was here when the Avengers lined up, and this this is bigger. We're going to start. I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to talk. So forgive me if I just go quickly. Evan, how are you, sir? It's nice to see you. You know, the X-Men universe is fascinating. Tell us a little bit maybe about your character and what you're most excited about in this film.
He's really fast. And,
You play Quicksilver, right?
Quicksilver, yeah. Really fast, and he's a bit of a spaz.
He's a bit of a spaz. Good to know. Peter, how are you, sir?
Trask.
It's phenomenal too. I realized we have all these different franchises represented. I mean, you know, we have Game of Thrones and Hunger Games, and you know, it just goes on and on. True Blood, Star Trek. It's an amazing panel. This is pretty impressive. You've been here before. Have you ever seen anything like this?
I'm having a flashback yesterday.
Nicholas, for you, what's it like to be part of this?
Even sitting here, it's scary, but thank you all for coming.
Jennifer, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Your character, I mean, this is a chance to find out more about her, and she's one of the bigger mysteries, really. You know, her relationships and the way that she fits in. It must be kind of exciting for you to return and find out where her story is going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's definitely taken on to, she started to find her journey into the Rebecca Romaine, kind of the later mystique that we know, but is also kind of still very close to Charles, and well, they haven't seen each other for a long time, it's not close geographically. But yeah, it's kind of her journey into becoming who she's going to be.
Sure. Mr. Fassbender, how are you, sir? He's hiding behind the podium watching the footage.
That's where I found this.
What the hell was that thing?
I don't know, but we're becoming friends. It's great to be back here. It's fantastic to see so many sort of, you know, film enthusiasts, comic book enthusiasts, crazy people. It's nice to be very excited to be back.
Fantastic. James, how are you? It's good to see you.
I'm really good. I can't be in a room with this many people without saying, how you doing, Comic Con? Really sorry, I couldn't hear you. How you doing, Comic Con? It's great. This is the very first time I've ever been here. I was in the halls this morning. That's where I got my cool t-shirt. And it is amazing the passion you guys have. So it's awesome to be amongst you. Yes.
Mr. Singer, you know, when you, as the director of this film, you pulling together a lot of disparate things. You have two different sets of X-Men. You have a very large cast. Obviously, they're not all in the same place at one time. But does that is that an invigorating challenge, or is that you know, something you have to overcome?
It's a scheduling nightmare. It's a logistical nightmare, but no, it's great. I actually like ensemble films. I started with Usual Suspects, which is an ensemble. And I enjoy working with there's a lot of interesting people to cut to when you're making an ensemble film, and so I think the more the merrier. But I think the blend of these two casts is extremely unique, and it's just a thrill for me because I was involved as a producer with X-Men First Class, a story writer, but not as a director, so it's an opportunity to work with this incredible group of people who I've been enormous fans of for years, and to return with this family of people who I'm right at home with. So it came quite easy.
That's great. Thank you. Very quickly for you, I mean, you talked a little bit about how much the role means to you, but the ensemble, being back with a group of people that you know, how does that fit in?
Oh man, this is an embarrassment of riches. I mean, look, to work with the people who were in the very first film I ever did. That's incredible alone, and then to work with this new lot. This is two great movies in one. If I just got to do one of these movies in my life, I'll be happy. The fact I'm with everybody here, this is something I'll never forget.
All right, you next two guys, I have to tell you, wow. This is Nerdvana in here right now. Starfleet and Middle Earth represented in an excellent movie. Patrick, earlier today you were telling me a little bit about the esprit de corps of the Starfleet crew that you were part of. Compare this ensemble and the energy and the togetherness of it.
We've heard the word blessing several times today, and to experience a job as an actor with a great group of people whom you not only respect and admire, but love to once in a career is enviable. But in my case, to have had that experience twice in a career feels quite extraordinary.
That's lovely. And Ian, we were talking earlier as well. How are you, sir? You and Patrick, your work is not done when you finish the mutant work. You have more.
No, it is not. I'd just like to say how lovely it is to be back in California. I feel safe here now you've got rid of Proposition 8. Looking for a husband. It's great to meet you, Michael. Patrick and I, because of these movies, and thank you, Brian, because although we've had very similar careers on stage and in classical theatre before we got to be part of this wonderful journey, we've now got even closer together, and so close that we're going to do 2 plays, and they're going to be on Broadway in the autumn. So if you fancy a little bit of Waiting for Godot or a little bit of Harold Pinter, you can come and see us on stage. I look forward to seeing you.
The panel previous to us was called Women Who Kick Ass, and that applies to this panel as well. We have 3 Oscar winners on this panel, 3 of all women. And next to Hallie and Anna. Hallie, how are you? What do you see as your favorite thing about Storm? She's such a wonderful character, such a classy character. What is it, though, that really resonates with you?
You know, what I've always loved about Storm is that, well, something I love about her and something I hate about her. I'm gonna tell you what I love first. What I love about Storm is that she's like the Earth Mother of the group. And I think that's part of my own personality that resonates and what attracted me to Storm in the beginning. She's usually the calm, cool voice of reason. Besides being a badass when she needs to be, she's kind of the mom of the group. What I hate about Storm is that she never gets any love. Like, what's up with Storm? Than me, probably. Is she like asexual and nobody's told her? Why so many? But I love when I got called to come back and play Storm again. It didn't take me but a half a second to say send me that wig, give me that costume. I'm in. I love being a part of this franchise, and I love all the people that are sitting up here, the ones I've known for 13 years and the new friends that I've just made. I couldn't think of a better way to spend time working on a movie with this great group of people, and I'm so glad Bryan Singer is back. I'm so
We're at Anna, is it? Hi, how are you? You had such a great career journey, with True Blood and all that fantastic success. And does that make it even better to go back to a character that predated that for you?
Sorry, huge hole for lots of people. It's amazing. Obviously a lot's happened in the last 13 years of probably all of our lives, but it's incredibly exciting to get to come back. This was, I got cast in this movie when I was 17, so it's really, really, really amazing to be back and
You down there?
Hey man, what's up?
So what's up with the Iceman?
Bobby's back. Yeah, no, I think I can say almost the same thing as everybody else. 4 films, Anna and I were teenagers. We get to come back every 4 or 5 years, and as you grow as a person, as you grow as an actor, you get to return to this amazing franchise with amazing people. So it's amazing to be back with old friends. Great to meet new ones, and I think there's going to be some really cool stuff that people don't expect to see, or they've been possibly waiting to see from a lot of these characters. So.
And Ellen, I was lucky enough to meet you on the set of Inception, I think is when we first met. I remember you saying how much you loved making a movie of that scale with special effects and the visual ambition of it.
Yeah.
So it occurs to me you must be very, very excited to be back in the mutant universe.
Absolutely, and when I did the first one, I had never been on a set remotely to that size or scale, so it sort of blew my mind, and was joining a group of people who were already close, but they could not have been, more lovely and welcoming and so sweet. And then never did I expect to be back playing Kitty Pryde again, and just couldn't be more excited.
Great. And then Omar, welcome, sir. How are you? And why don't you tell us a little bit about your character?
It's Bishop. He's a guy from the future, and he fight for survive. Like all of us.
Sure, absolutely. Fantastic. Well, it's one of those characters as an X-Men fan reading the comics that people always wanted to see on the screen, so it's just very exciting, the idea for the fans to see that character come to life.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure. And then we're going to go to the audience for some questions, or we want to...
Good question.
For the producers down there, I can't see you guys, I'm sorry. What would you each say is the most important thing that this film had to accomplish, either in story or theme or execution or casting?
Well, I grew up, I think like most of you, reading the comics, and so being loyal to the original stories is the most important thing to us. And like you said, this is an embarrassment of riches of actors, so the same way it's surreal and cool for you to see all these guys up here, I think it's surreal and cool for us too, on set every day. So it's really about the original books, the original stories, and just trying to honor those as best we can.
Fantastic. Lauren, how are you? Just say hello.
Hello, and thank you guys for coming, for showing up and supporting our films. We share your love for us, and thank you, really. And it's only because the comics were written so well that we were able to spin these stories. But I gotta say that starting with the first one and getting to this one, for me personally, to see this cast mixed together with Bryan Singer I almost want to cry, I'm so happy.
And I think for all of us, probably the most amazing opportunity it offers is in 25 years of making movies, for me personally, I've never seen a better cast assembled in anything at any time. And it's matched by a story, thanks to Simon and the underlining comic book, that I think is worthy of the cast. And under Brian's stewardship. So it's an amazing opportunity for all of us. We're very grateful and excited to share it with you.
Yeah, we're going to take a couple questions, but there's not a lot of plot stuff that can be discussed, probably. And then maybe we can watch the footage again. What do you guys think? More questions, okay. Hey there, say your name.
Hi, William. I feel really bad for asking this because you've given me and all of us so much right now. There's so many of you.
Literally us.
So, since the X-Men universe is expanding now, like the Avengers universe, I'm not gonna ask that question. Now that you're combining the X-Men movies that have been made and are going forward with future movies, is there anywhere for...
So I guess the question is, Deadpool possible?
It was possible. Not in this particular movie, but yeah, anything's possible. It really occurred to us that the X-Men universe is every bit as large, if you really look at it, as the remaining Marvel universe, the DC universe. And I think if carefully explored, movie by movie, much the way Marvel's done and DC is beginning to do, I think there's a lot of room for growing and expanding the film canon for X-Men. So yeah, I mean, some people could have their own movies, combined movies, all those things are obviously possible, because we've seen them working.
Is that a yes or a no?
No, because if I say yes, then Brian Singer confirms Deadpool. Whatever that means, I don't know. But you know what I mean.
Well, Hugh, I had a quick question for you. There's an actor over in the Marvel Studios universe that's done quite well, named Robert Downey Jr. And I was wondering if he's an actor.
Who's that?
It's Robert.
I'll fill you in.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay.
But I was just wondering, if Wolverine, Iron Man didn't get along, kind of met each other, would that be like a can opener situation, or who's gonna walk away from that?
Oh, I don't want to be responsible for taking down Iron Man, but look. I'm open to that. I reckon that'd be fantastic. Some kind of big mashup. When I was young in Australia, we had a cartoon on TV that had the superheroes and the Hall of Doom, and they were all in together. That was 8:30 Saturday morning for me every week. I'm all for it, but there's people way above me who have to decide that one. So.
Fantastic. And we're going to take another question. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Alejandra, and well, every second getting out in the cold with the wet grass, it's really worth it. Every.
Smoking wet grass.
Doesn't matter anymore. So my question is, if you could pick up to be another X-Men, who would you choose and why?
Do another X-Men film besides this?
No, I think we could pick another character to be. Well, the good thing about my character is I can do that to anybody.
Nobody has a question for the X-Men? Hey, what's your question?
What that was it?
There we go. Oh, I just couldn't see the line. Okay, my bad. Hi, how are you?
Hi, my name's Carol, and I actually have a question for Hugh Jackman. I was kind of curious. He's done several standalone Wolverine movies, and then he's worked with the ensemble in the X-Men movies. And I just wondered, how is it different when you're preparing for the role, when you're going to have your group, when you're not going to have your group? Is it different? Is one easier or the harder?
My groove? Groove.
Your group.
I like the idea of the groove, yeah. The Wolverine groove, really, as you say. And if you come to my house most Saturday nights, I'm grooving as Wolverine. So. In terms of preparation, no different. Wolverine is Wolverine, and every movie in a way is an ensemble. But let's be honest. Look at this panel. Look at what I'm turning up to work every day. Not only being able to work in the future part of the movie, but also working in the past with an ensemble I'd never get to work with the man who gave me the job that has defined my career. So it is not every day I'm grateful, and I thank my lucky stars especially.
All right, we got another question from another member of the audience here at Hall H at Comic-Con. Hi.
My name's Adele. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I've come over here. Oh man, I didn't think I'd do that. So yeah, this is just blowing my mind because I was just expecting Hugh. So
Sorry. The guy from Australia is going to be in or whatever. Thanks, Adele.
This is totally made my 15-hour flight worth a tenfold. Anyway, so huge X-Men movie fan, but I was wondering if we're ever going to see a Gambit Rogue.
We're exploring all options at the moment, right?
Oh, come on.
I'm down.
Hit me up on Twitter. Something.
I'm really jealous. Is there anybody from Scotland here? I'm entirely on my own.
Right, it's fascinating that Quicksilver, as we all know, is like popping up in different places. I don't know what you can say about that. Is there anything? Is it?
Yeah, well, Quicksilver was always a part of the story, and as we were developing it, the casting took a while to find the right actor for this role. Evan, I'm a huge fan of Evans, and so making that work was really fantastic. I can't speak to the Avengers, but it's our characters is. Yeah, we'll talk about the character. There you go. Evan, you describe the character. Oh, yes.
He's very fast.
Very spazzy.
He's very fast. It's quick. I don't realize it's fast. He just talks quick. He moves quick. Everybody is very slow compared to him. It's like he's always at an ATM waiting for the bastard in front of him to finish. So it's always kind of like that.
He's got excellent genes. Is it going to be the green costume or the blue costume?
It's got to be a 70s costume.
Okay.
Yeah. I grew up as a kid in the 70s, and I had forgotten how hideous some of the clothing was back then. Now these guys.
I look incredible in this film. I just want to.
They make it look quite good. Peter Dinklage looks like my father in this.
All about the Dinklage hair.
That handsome?
It's not a wig. It's like his real hair. Everyone thinks that he's asking him how's the wig? That's it. That's real. It just can comb like that.
All right. I got a sweet Tom Selleck mustache sporting too.
How's it going? What's your name?
Hi, my name is Darian,
question is for Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman, you star in both musicals and big budget films. What unique characteristics do you bring to each of the different mediums?
Groove, yes. Well, I can tell you there won't be any singing as Wolverine. I can tell you that right now. Really? You really want Wolverine the musical?
Very easy to please.
I'm gonna slice some. I'm gonna take some. Thank you for your question. I don't know, man. Every film requires something. I feel like I can't answer this seriously now, but everything requires something different. It's just so weird to play a character 7 times, and and so great to be. I just remembered, this morning. People say to me all the time, and this is my 4th time here at ComCon, they say all the time, you cannot walk around San Diego as Hugh Jackman. But I did. In fact, this morning, I got dressed up in my full Wolverine costume. Not one person stopped me. One guy goes, yeah, not bad. And another one said, whoa, way too tall, buddy, way too tall.
Did he actually?
Okay, who do you want to sing? Hi. Hello. Hey.
Hello?
Hi.
She was on the phone. So
She's on the phone.
I'm trying to record.
It's an important call.
Hi, my name is Audrey. I just wanted to let you know that I've loved X-Men since I was a little girl, and it's such an honor being around with you guys. Just to have the cast of the original X-Men, the new X-Men, and Wolverine, this is the best night of my life. If you guys are X-Men since you were young, who's your favorite character? And if you weren't, who's your favorite character now? Not necessarily the person that you're playing.
Do you want to start at that end, Evan?
I said Wolverine.
Favorite English?
Mystique.
Growing up in the cartoons, I loved Beast in the cartoons growing up. Magneto.
You took my Wolverine, but Storm.
I go Mystique.
Gambit. Because I thought he's got a crazy accent, and maybe if people can understand him, they'll be able to understand me.
Professor X. Sorry. Because he's in charge. And I'm in charge.
I'd love to play Wolverine one day. No, 7 times is not enough. No, Deadpool.
I would like to play any female character in any X-Men movie, because then I might stand a chance of winning an Academy Award. If I can play the younger Magneto. I'd like to grow wings and play Angel.
I'd like to give a run at Mystique.
Wolverine? Unless Rogue could fly. That would be nice. I like claws.
Without a doubt, Nightcrawler. Love it.
I am really into Bishop, I have to say.
Professor Ace.
I think Mystique for me, because she can be all these guys.
Jean Grey.
Has to be Wolverine for me.
Guys, you know what? We're going to, don't worry, we are going to show it again, but first, help me tell these people how awesome Sauce it is to see them on the side. The X-Men, Days of Future Past. And we are going to run that footage again, but first I'm going to tell you about a couple things. Thank you all. Thank you. If you guys want to watch the footage, I know you haven't seen it yet. If you step off the stage this way, if you step off the stage this way, there's glasses waiting for you. There's free stuff. Okay, here it is. They want me to tell you there's free t-shirts for everybody if you go to Okay. We also have Ace shirt they want you guys to have. Okay. So, but don't forget about the photo.